What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyr Wargames and I'm bringing to you guys an update to Galaxy Eyes post King's Court. We got a nice new tech card that we can play within this deck. There is also another card that you can also play that I will show you at the end, just as like another new option that you can use, but I don't personally play that in this particular build. I do play one of the new cards because it's a nice searchable out to certain boards and certain plays that we can utilize, and so you'll see that towards the end as well. So before though I get into it, if you enjoy this, get a like and subscribe down below, ding that notification bell, because obviously if you enjoy a person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that, and all of that is greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So with all that said and done, let's get into this Galaxy Eyes deck profile. Now I still personally play the warrior build, which involves around using things to make Isolde, which then helps you go into a free material Appaloosa at the very least within this deck, and all you need is 2 warriors. So you'll see how I've constructed this deck to go alongside that play, though I'm still thinking about going around and testing out other particular builds. More importantly, the just headstrong go second, just punch your opponent within the face, but also naturally be able to go first, make things like Photon Lord and so on and so forth for some disruptions. So let's go. Start off with our 3 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Yes, I don't know if this was in the last profile, but I finally managed to pick up the playset of ultis. I love them so much. It did cost me my ghost, which I had for so many years, but he's hopefully now gone to a nice new home, and these lovely ultis can take his place and continue his legacy. So 3 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon is a must. 2 Afterglows. You don't really need more than 2 in all honesty, even in like the OTK go second build. 2 is more than enough. There are different many ways to get into this card. 1 copy Galaxy Knight. I still like the 1 copy. Using up your normal summon on him can hurt quite a little bit, and I'd rather use it on a different card later on. 2 copies of Galaxy Brave. Since we are playing the warrior centric build, Galaxy Brave is the best card to go along with that. Then we're going to our consistency cards of 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier. I'm bouncing between 3 and 2 of this at the moment. 3 at the moment, I'm just trying it out, though 2 is a still perfect number, as I believe I demonstrated in my last profile. 2 copies of Galaxy Wizard. This is what I would probably change the 3rd Soldier for. Bump this card up to 3. This is probably like the best normal summon you can use in this deck. Just because it adds so much consistency, gets you into so many useful cards in this deck. Galaxy Wizard, I believe, is an underrated card in most Galaxy builds. Our 3 Photon Orbitals, pretty much self-explanatory. Our 3 Vanishes, self-explanatory. 1 Tech Galaxy Cleric. This is a nice little recovery card that you can play. A nice little way to keep on going on with the duel in those grind games. Galaxy Cleric is just a nice little tech to play. Then we're playing the 1 Thrasher and the 1 Advancer. Just perfect little level 4s that you can use to go into your Isolde plays and your rank 4 plays. And because we are playing the warrior engine, we are playing the 1 Menard and the 1 Fire Flint Lady to get that Isolde play off. Moving on to the spells, we have the 2 copies of Photon Sanctuary. It's just an amazing card still, though just not as amazing with the loss of Union Carrier. Still rest in peace. And in this build it can kind of conflict because you can't go into your Appaloosa. Well, you can go into Appaloosa with this card, to be honest, but I believe, like, no, you can't go into Appaloosa because it is a wind. Yeah, so you can't go into Appaloosa, unfortunately, so it can conflict with this particular build, but it still weren't really enough to play 2 of. I'm playing the 1 Axel Light just as a 3rd honorary Galaxy Wizard. You don't always need to use your normal summon in this deck, so being able to just tutor out a Galaxy Wizard to either go into a rank 8 or just tribute it off to get into a search for something like your Galaxy Expedition. And I'll go into the last Galaxy card. Well, actually, no, I won't yet. But yeah, Galaxy Expedition, mandatory, you got to play at 3, or at least 2 copies in all honesty. At the moment, then we have the 1 Rotor to go into our Warriors. Our 2 copies of Trading. We don't play enough level 8s to warrant 3 copies in all honesty. So 2 is perfectly fine enough. 2 copies of Galaxy Zero. I did have a Living Fossil is one of the placements for this, but every time I thought about it and every time I playtested it, I was just like, I'd rather just have a Galaxy Zero. Like, Galaxy Zero has a lot more targets in this deck just naturally, and so being able to always be able to out a Galaxy Zero in this deck, thanks to these old play, is just always handy as well. 1 copy of Hyper Galaxy Trance, and the brand new Hyper Galaxy. A, I love the artwork, and B, really nice card. Quick play spell, tribute 1 monster 2000 or more attack, except Tachyon Dragon. Then target 1 monster your opponent controls with 2000 or more attack. Tribute it, and if you do special summon Galaxy Ice Photon from your hand, deck, or graveyard, you can activate 1 Hyper Galaxy per turn. This is kind of like a pseudo 4th copy of Expedition, but being able to just remove an opponent's threat. All you need is a monster with 2k attack, which all of our monsters pretty much are. Well, most of them are, or can at least make themselves 2k attack. So just being able to tweet Galaxy Ice from anywhere is just absolutely fantastic. The fact that it does state graveyard and hand is just fantastic. So I do really like the Hyper Galaxy tech as a one-off, just because A, you don't want to see it all the time, but the fact that we have Galaxy Wizard means that we can get to this when we want to. And the last card being in the deck, not budget I'm afraid, but there's many cards that you can replace with this card. I'm playing 3 copies of Forbidden Droplets. Yeah, I did have to find a way to get to these cards price-wise, but in all honesty, it was worth it. I'd rather have this over the Pot of Prosperities I had before. Yeah, so let's drop it. Drop it is just so good, unfortunately. It just really is. If you want a replacement for a card that does pretty much the same thing, that's on a budget, Forbidden Chalice, Effect Veiler, Infinite Impermanence, like Impermanence not exactly budget, but it's better than this. It's cheaper than this. So you just want to have anything that can just negate a card. Any 3 hand traps can also fill in the slot. So you have a different variety if you're on that, again, that budget, but since I have it now, I'm playing it in this deck, or any deck essentially that has the space and the ability to play it. So you can, like, going second this card is perfect, especially for this deck, because you can easily like OTK with like 3 cards. So being able to just like droplet everything on your opponent's board and then just punch in for game is just too good to not play. That's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck, we have for our XCs, 1 copy of Cypher X Dragon, 1 Cypher Blade, and Cypher Dragon for our Cypher package. I'm not playing full armor. I'd rather just play this and just go off that way. This being able to just rank on this, and this being able to rank anything that this steals, which is just fantastic. 1 copy of Prime Photon Dragon. I really want to get an ulti of this. Like, Prime Photon warrants it. But yeah, 1 copy of Prime Photon for that OTK punch. 1 copy of number 90. 1's enough, in all honesty. You don't really need to play more than 1. If you're not playing the Warrior build, I'd probably bump this to 2. But yeah, since I am playing the Warrior build, my Apollosa pretty much does the same thing that he does. 1 Titanic Galaxy for that spell negate. 1 number 107 Tachyon Dragon. I cannot play a Galaxy deck without this card. Like, it literally hurts me whenever I take this card out the extra deck. It just physically hurts. So I have to play the Tachyon Dragon, but this can be anything you want. 1 copy of Felgrand to help your Afterglow turn 1. 1 copy of Starlight Photon Blast Dragon, and 1 copy of Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. We're an Xyz deck that can punch, so being able to just slap this on top of anything and get 1 to 2 disruptions out of it, pretty good. And for our links is the 1 Apollosa, 1 Isolde, 1 Babunchiki Arashima, and then the 2 copies of Soul Flare Dragon to round up the extra deck. And that, guys, is the deck profile as a whole. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below what you think of this and what do you think of Hyper Galaxy. Also, the other card that I'm personally not playing is Eternal Bond. It's okay. It's not fantastic. The fact that you have to target photons and not galaxies as well does really hinder the performance of this card. But it can be a nice one-off tech if you really want to play it. Also, the fact it's not a Galaxy card means you can't search it, so it kind of sucks that way as well. Hyper Galaxy, though, definitely give it, guys, a go. At least as a one-off. So always like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, as always, happy dueling.